Okay, so this chapter is about short software measurement. In level 4 and level 5 of CMM, we saw that uh, if you want to get to that level, CMM level 4, you need to do a lot of measurements about your process. And in CMM level 5, you need to make use of the measurement to continuously improve your process. So we have a rough idea that measurements is important. So in this chapter, we would try to convince ourselves that measurements are really important, and also we would go through the steps of an approach called goal question metric, GQM, which is you can some approach you can use measurement to achieve your goal regardless of what field you're in. And then later on we would look at something called function point analysis, which is also a way to measure the complexity of a system. Okay, so let's see what some wise people have said about measurement. Okay, this Fenton and I don't know how to pronounce this. They wrote a software engineering textbook, and they said that you really cannot predict or control something unless you can measure it. Okay, so in order to make prediction or do control, you need to measure. Take, for example, air conditioning as an example. Okay, if you do not have the temperature to measure is how many degree right now, if you only have some very vague terms saying hot, cold, well, you really it's very hard for you to think of how to use an air conditioner to control the temperature to your exact comfort. Okay, so measurement is very important. Even more than 100 years ago, someone has already said that if you cannot express something in numbers, well, basically, let's go through his word. When we can measure what we are speaking about, express it in numbers, then we know something about it. If you cannot measure it, then you really cannot express it in numbers. And your knowledge about it is meager and unsatisfactory. Okay, so you have, if you cannot express something in numbers, then maybe you don't know it well enough. And the characteristics of science and engineer is measurement. Okay, so if we want computing to be considered as as an engineering discipline or a scientific discipline, then better we have some way to measure things. Sorry that it looks fine on Mac, but then when I generate the file, it doesn't look good on when I use the Windows PowerPoint to generate the PDF. Okay. One useful area of measurement of software development is in making estimation. We can estimate, say, the quality of a piece of software, but even more commonly, we estimate the time and effort required to write some piece of software. So how can we do good estimation? Well, we have to measure our old performance. So by measuring what we did in the past, then we can predict the future better. Okay, if you don't have measurement, then of past experience, we really cannot make good prediction. Okay, and well, if you have measurements, if you have ways to measure progress of your software project, then you know when it is ahead of schedule, when it is behind schedule. If you don't have measurement, you don't know. And also, if you have some quality measurement, then you know at what point your quality has gone down, that needs some improvement, or at what point you're doing okay. Okay, so measurements allow us to track the progress and also the quality, and then we can track the progress to make sure it's on time, the project. When it comes to the measurement of defects or quality, then we know, we can tell at what point our product is ready to be delivered to the customers. Okay. I've said before that software engineering or project management can be used in other disciplines, even though so when at some point you no longer work in computing, you probably still can learn some of the things we have learned in this course. So let's use weight loss project. Okay, let's consider a weight loss project. Okay, but I guess most of us looks quite good. We don't. It's not too badly. I think we are not. I guess 20 years later, some of us, I mean some of you, may gain a lot of weight. Okay, happens to my previous classmate. Last night I met my classmates from 45 years ago. Okay, some of us get fatter. Okay, and so you ask yourself a question: am I too fat? Then you can choose many different methods. Okay, if you just want to jump on the scale and say, okay, with my height, should I weigh 150 pounds? Okay, maybe for my height, 150 pounds is perfect. If I'm heavier, then I'm fat. If I'm lighter, I'm not fat. But is it good method? Of course it's not, because your body weight depending on your bone too, because more dense bones, bigger bones is heavier, right? And also muscle. If I ask you a question, muscle 重啲抑係脂肪重啲啊 ？OK， 如果你有煮餸嘅咧，你就會知啦。OK， 嗰啲肥嘢全部浮晒上面噶嘛。OK， 咁所以 so we know lean meat is heavier, okay, than fat, and so based on the different density, I guess if you want to measure someone's, perhaps it's not good to just look at how much we weigh. Maybe we want to look at how much fat we have. In case you don't know, a lean person, like two persons can weigh the same, but someone with more body fat, they will look bulky, okay? Because muscle is more dense than fat. So even two persons, same height, same weight, but the fat person will look bulky, while the muscular person will look lean, okay? And many of you may not have guessed that even I'm relatively short, don't look too fat, but actually I weigh 160 pounds, okay? Because of muscle being like more dense than fat. So these are some methods people use to measure body fat content. They would use a pool of water like this, they can jump in and see how much water get displaced. Okay, but based on this amount of water get displaced, then they know you can guess the body density. Okay, and that would be a good way to measure fat. And also there's another one using calipers like this. And let's say if you have this thing, you would grab in different part of your body like this. So by measuring the thickness here, and different places, you can calculate the body fat. But another method is you step on a scale that have some metal plate on both sides. So it can transmit some like light voltage electricity on one leg, and then depending on how it receives at the other end, then it can, based on the different resistance of body fat, okay, because fat and muscle has different resistance to do the calculation. So why we are talking about these different methods, how does it matter? Well, because when you do measurement, when you want to know about something, when you measure, your method of measurement is also very important. So depending on how you measure it, you may get different result. Okay. For example, 如果當我譬如考試考一班學生嘅時候，要你考 programming 嘅時候，究竟係應該俾個電腦你哋去考啊，抑或俾份卷俾你咁樣寫下嘢咧 ？OK， 又或者應該係點樣做咧？咁 based on 呢啲唔同嘅 measurement 嘅方法咧，可能個 outcome 都會好唔同嘅。所以即係 when it comes to measuring，OK，we want to decide even after we decide we want to measure fat, we may need to choose a method. But it's just, I think we are facing a decision that if you use a big instrument like this, you can imagine it's quite expensive, okay? Because you need to hire someone to do it, even though this is supposed to be more accurate. So, but this one, you need an assistant. So it's hard to measure it yourself, somewhat hard, okay? Because maybe you pinch very hard or very light, the measurement may change. So perhaps the most consistent or the cheapest way is to use a special fat scale. It's like the measurement of student performance. If we give you a computer to do on it, to write exam on a computer, okay? Maybe we can test your programming skills better, but then maybe it's more expensive to set up, more hard to make it fair, okay? We have to protect people. Maybe we want to allow people to look up on the internet of what resources, but they don't want students to talk to each other on the computer while in the exam. So maybe that's why we are using paper for you, exam paper for you to write down. So this is something to think about. And then this chart shows what age, how much fat. Like obese means very fat, okay, obese. And overweight just means heavier. This is healthy, this is underweight. So we know that women generally has more body fat than men. And also when people get older, they tend to get fatter. So suppose this is what you want to do. You bought a fat scale which tells your body fat is 25%. You want to reduce by 4% to 21. And if you weigh 150 pounds, you do some calculation. 150 multiplied by 4% is 6 pounds. Okay, so you learn about, say, 1 pound of body fat is equivalent to 3,500 calories. And then you can look it up in some table that 150-pound person jogging 32 miles, okay, at this speed, okay, this is not really running very fast. 5 miles is roughly 8 kilometers per hour. So 8 kilometers hours is not very, very fast, okay, is quite constant, not too hard. But so make sure you know that you need to jog over 6 hours to burn 1 pound of fat. So其實有啲人咧，好多時咧，我呢個用中文講方便啲，有啲人有啲錯覺咧，就係跑完一個馬拉松咧，就或者我會唔見咗幾磅咁樣。但係第一，你知唔知道嗰幾磅其實有好多係水嚟㗎 ？OK， 呢個係其中一個原因。同埋咧，有一個有趣嘅地方咧，就係咧，我哋身體嘅 glycogen 咧，即係你有冇聽過咧？跑馬拉松啲人咧會有一個叫即係好多時會有個加碳嘅事情㗎。即係喺比賽之前咧，如果一個禮拜前咧，佢頭嗰幾日咧係唔係好食飯，即係個身體咧就話而家冇飯食㗎，你而家饑荒啊咁樣 OK。咁然之後咧，到臨尾嗰1-2日咧就不停食好多飯，咁咧因為佢個 body 已經覺得咦而家饑荒啦。即係我俾人即係個 body 係你緊個 body 啦，饑荒。而家一有飯咧，咁咪儲晒啲 glycogen 啦 ，glycogen 就係即係嗰 carbohydrate 儲喺個人嗰度個身體嗰度。咁其中一個咧就係咧，即係你會臨尾嗰兩日啫，就會係密咁樣食即係飯，即係然之後就不停咁樣加落去。但係有一個唔好處咧，就係呢個加碳嘅時候咧，你每加其實1磅嘅 glycogen 咧，其實你都會加幾磅嘅水分喺入邊嘅。即係我哋嘅身體咧，當我哋儲存一啲 carbohydrate 嘅時候咧，唔係話一磅嘅 carbohydrate glycogen 咧，就係齋1磅。我哋自己會有啲嘅水分，所以當你跑完一個馬拉松唔見咗3幾磅嘅時候咧，如果你係 deplete 咗大約若干重量嘅 glycogen 嘅時候咧，其實因為有個 glycogen 嘅量低咗咧，佢個水分亦都即係你身體嘅水分亦都減低埋嘅。咁所以到你過幾日你食翻夠嘅時候，當你啲 glycogen 翻去正常嘅 level 嘅時候咧，咁每嗰個份量嘅 glycogen 咧，亦都有一啲嘅水分跟埋落去嘅。所以即係你唔好以為咧，即係所以通常啲人減肥咧，頭一個禮拜咧個效果係好超卓嘅。咁但係到第2個禮拜、第3個禮拜咧，就會開始係即係平翻㗎啦。OK， 咁但係當然 we are software engineer. We do things very systematically. Okay, we have a plan. So we have patience. We plan to cut 6 pounds in 16 weeks using the table on this next slide. And so we make the assumption that after exercising, we don't eat more, okay? Because if after exercising, burning some calories, burning 500 calories, but you eat 1,000 calories, actually you get fatter, okay? So you don't eat more, okay? You just eat same as before. And also, if you are reducing your weight from 150 to, let's say, 147, the calories you burn will go down a little bit, okay? But we don't care about it that much. We use an approximation, okay? We just think of it as an approximation. Because also, if you never run before, but now you have been running every day, every other day, you will become more efficient. So you may be able to use slightly less calorie because your body is more used to that action, so you are more coordinated, okay, then you become more efficient in using your energy. So so this is like some assumption that we try to simplify our calculation. So actually this is not completely correct, okay. It may not be possible, but it's close enough, so it's a sort of some approximation. So if we do this, run some days and rest some day, run some day, rest some days, and then this is total mileage that you run this week, and then this is your body fat, then you expect it to sort of go down slowly, okay. So in fact, this is not you want to spread it out your exercise, okay. And so this is how we could do it. And this whole thing actually has a shadow of what we may do in some measurements or some project planning, okay, in software, okay. So let's take a very short break before we get into something called GQM. Go Q for question and metric, okay.